Hey guys, it's Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today we are going to be playing with the club kits from Spellbinders for November 2024. Now, when I originally recorded this and I accidentally didn't have the audio on for parts of it, I was planning on doing multiple videos. So what has now happened is, since everything works so well together, you know how Spellbinders does this, everything works so well together that I decided to put everything together into one video. So this is going to be a fairly long video. I will leave timestamps in the description to guide you to everything. But here is a quick look at all of the fun goodies. First, we have got Paint the Town. Yeah, I'm looking at the video as I'm doing this. Paint the Town, which is the Better Press of the month that creates these fun swatches with your Better Press or foil system, but with your Better Press system. And we've got a couple of fun sentiments. Everything this time around is birthday and party theme, so I think that this is fantastic. What makes it even easier is this also comes with one of the registration guides so that you can layer up all of your swatches so that you can put them all on one page. You don't have to, but that's what I did. Next up, we have got the Glimmer of the month, which has got this fun confetti background. It's called Confetti Burst, and it also comes with some fun sentiments, perfect for birthdays. And then we have got the embossing folder of the month, which is Cascading Streamers, which adds a bunch of embossed streamers to your background. And then the die of the month is Birthday Bliss with this cute little sloth and this cute little turtle. These are so fun and so super easy to put together. Next up, we've got another sentiment set. This is our stamp and die of the month, which is Confetti Wishes. Lots of fun sentiments, perfect for birthdays and celebrations. Then we have this Happy Birthday to You sentiment that is the wax seal of the month. And of course, I forgot to show you guys the foil that I got as well, which is this lovely confetti rainbow. I love this stuff. I've got a couple of the other rolls and I've used it on some past videos too. So this stuff is fabulous. Now, for you guys that are getting the Caboodle bundle, there is a bonus in there that this time is the Party Time Cake. Super cute little layered cake. Again, another easy to assemble focal point for your cards. I will be using that today as well. The clear stamp and die of the month is a bunch of fun sentiments. Again, perfect for birthdays. And I am just going to stamp and heat emboss those onto some black cardstock using Hero Arts white pigment ink and my Recollections, old Recollections white embossing powder. These actually turn out fabulous. So now I've got a little dish full of birthday sentiments ready to go. After doing the heat embossing off camera, I die cut all of these with the coordinating dies. So we're going to use some of that yummy foil. I love this color. Anyway, we're going to use some of that. I'm just going to trim down a piece to fit right over the top of my panel here. Now, what you want to make sure, anyway, I'm just going to place this right to the center. Shiny side up. The matte side is the side that has the adhesive on it. Remember that. So shiny side up, facing away from your card. And then we can put our panel right down on the top. As an alternative, you can, when you're putting everything onto your Glimmer system, you can put the plate down first and then layer everything up. I kind of want to have it basically in the center there. So I kind of want to have an idea. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip it over and just place it right down onto my Glimmer system. So when you're placing the plate down, you've got plate, foil, and then you have your cardstock. Always have the cardstock, though, have the foil facing away from the cardstock. So that means shiny side down facing the Glimmer plate. Okay, this is already heated up. I am actually going to turn it off, turn it back on, let it reheat itself up because this is a bigger plate. I want to make sure it gets nice and hot. I'm not going to do more than just the 2 times because if I do that, I might get a bit of overfoiling. Still might get a bit of overfoiling, but that's easy to take care of. We're going to just wait for this to heat up. Once it has got the platform ready light turning on, I will hit the timer button. And then once that's done, we can run this through our die cutting machine for all that yummy goodness. Okay, let's take a look and see how that confetti rainbow looks on here. This is a little warm. We're going to let it cool down a little bit so that the adhesive has real good chance to hold all of that lovely foil. Okay, it's not completely cool, but I'm impatient. Let's go ahead and take a look. Ooh, and look at that. That is fabulous. I can trim this down super easy with a little border all the way around and place this on the front of my card. I think I'm going to make a couple more, but look at all that shine. Love it. Yes. So we're going to use the Better Press system, with the Better Press of the month. This is called Paint the Town. Look at that. We've got 4 paint swatches. Yes, and a couple of sentiments. So this is going to be super fun. It's also one of the registration ones, the ones that has, let me see if I can show you this. It's got a guide, a registration guide, so you can overlap the colors. I'm interested to see how that's going to turn out, because I'm also thinking these would be great anywhere on the card. Yeah, just as individuals, but this has got where you can put all of them down 1, 2, looks like 3 times. So I am going to go ahead and use this system and try that out. I'm also using the Better Press card panels in porcelain. I really like the bright white. You probably have noticed I use a lot of white cardstock, but it's actually a cotton panel, so it's got this nice texture, and it's great for imprinting because this is 118 pounds. So this is some really nice heavyweight stuff. So the way that the Better Press works, if you haven't already seen it, by the way, I've got plenty of videos over on my channel so you guys can see more of how I use this. We've got the platen and then we've got the chase, or vice versa. I always get that mixed up. Anyway, the way that it's designed, we've got this, basically this base piece that's got little springs on the end, but they're not just springs, they're magnetic. So it holds everything in place. It holds it still. So everything's going to basically press into your cardstock exactly perfect. And the way that it works is we have the paper attached to this top panel. Let me go ahead and do that since I need to do it anyway. And we've got registration lines marked on this and on the base. So I'm going to put these on there. I'm going to basically align that up. This would flip over so it's facing the bottom part that's going to have our metal plates. This is also magnetic, so it's going to hold everything perfectly in place. Pop that on there, and then you run it through your die cutting machine, and it presses this down. Rolling it through presses these down on those springs to touch the ink that's going to be on there. So let's go ahead and get that started. So the way that you use the registration, where did I put it? The way that we use this is we will line that up on our platform and tape it in place, just like we do the cardstock on the top. Okay. I also have a piece of packaging that's already attached on here that I'm using just to keep my platform clean. You don't have to do that, but these inks can definitely stain. So I also know this is going to move around a bit. So let me grab a piece of washi tape and save my nice best ever craft tape for other uses. Here we go. So I'm going to tape it on there, make sure I'm getting it on the plastic. Tape that on there. It's not going to move. Perfect. Now I can line these up with each of the colors. Now the first color on there, the one right up at the top, is yellow. So I'm going to layer everything onto the yellow one first, I think. Actually, I see what this is. The yellow is this one. So you move the same one down, okay? So I'll put that one there. This one goes, that's this one, which is on green, which means later I'll move it to there. So I can do 4 at a time. That means you could actually do as many as you want, but you can do 4 at a time. because we have 4 of the plates, and then shift them when you want to go with the next. Okay, I think I'm going to put this one down here, and then we're going to pick out a color. Now I'm using some bright colors today. I've got some orange and red and yellow. So let's grab to be honest, I've got a bunch. I've got this. It's all these pretty, yeah, all the rainbow. So you could use any color. I think I want to do, of course, that's going to be a different panel. I haven't decided how I'm going to do the combination of things. I love the hydrangea. I'm going to start with it. Okay. So the way that you add this on there is you tap and twist. Now, I have also noticed that as you're tapping and twisting, a lot of times, can you see that? It's going to move. So I'm going to get out my tweezers just to hold it in place and move it back once I get the color down. So now that we have our color down and everything lined back up, we're going to just place this down. That's already catching onto those magnets. And then we'll run it through our die cutting machine. Okay, let's take a look. Perfect. Now, the only reason for any of the splotchiness just means that I didn't get enough ink wherever, but that is fine. So I'm going to put this one to the side here so I know I've got everything in the same spot. And now I'm going to move, actually, before I do that, let me grab a little bit of alcohol and I'm going to clean up these plates. Now, I use alcohol or archival ink cleaner because this is an archival ink. This is from Ranger. It's thicker than regular archival ink, but it should clean up fine with that. And if it stains your plates a little bit, that's okay. They are still usable. I'm going to move these around to the next spots. So I've got that one. I'm going to move this one up here. That way we will have the first 3 done and I won't get myself lost. And here. And then this one won't be able to go on at the same time. So let's move it, this one here and then that one there. There we go. And now we're going to do, I think I'm going to go with some red. So I'm grabbing some strawberry. I'm going to do the same exact thing. There we go. And now we can put this right over the top. That's why I left it right here, so I know that they are lined up with the ones in place. Flip it right back over, put it on top, and now we'll run that through our die cutting machine. And there we go. We have a red and blue. So we're going to do one more time, I think just once. So we're going to clean everything up and we're going to add on some more color. I think this time I'm going to go with the orange. I don't have an orange an orange better pressing, but I do have this orange archival, which is Monarch Orange, and it's going to work fine. I've also used other inks. Better pressings are going to work the best, but you can use whatever you have in your stash. Okay. So our panel is done. So let's take a look with all of those fun colors. That looks great. It looks like there was a little extra something on my plate. Also, when you run your fingers over it, you can feel the impressions. This is just so lovely. Anyway, yeah, I love the way that turned out. So now I just need to turn it into a card. So with the embossing folder, it makes these fun, streamers. I think that is super lovely. Love it. I'm going to pull out my Astro Paste. This is what it does, guys. This is this glittery paste from Simon Hurley, and it is available at Spellbinders as well, I think. I'll leave links down below. Anyway, I'm going to add a little bit of this to each of my embossed panels. So I've got yellow and red and orange, and so I just pulled out my orange. My red. The orange is Roar, Bee Sting for red, and then of course Slippery When Wet for yellow, which is that lovely gold. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that. Basically, I'm going to try anyway to just do it right over. That's probably a better way to do it. Okay, just putting a little bit over some of the raised pieces there, but I'm going to have to pat it. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going to do. So this is going to look, hopefully, a little bit like confetti. going to do a couple of wax seals with the wax seal of the month. This is the Happy Birthday. I'm loving everything that's in this collection from these club kits this month. And it's like every month, everything always works so well together. We've got tons of sentiments and backgrounds and focal points and all the things. I've been experimenting for a while with the wax seals of the month because I love some of the stuff I've been seeing on Instagram. There's a way to add color to both the imprint and to the rest of the stamp, and it requires getting the wax really hot, and I kind of messed it up. Anyway, I did go through a couple of times, and I got it to work the second time around. Okay, let's see how it does. So I got enough on there. Yes. Okay, let's see if it worked. So let's see. Perfect. Okay. Yes, that is what I wanted to do. Fabulous. So now I've got a blue sentiment. So here comes another section that my audio was not working. Yeah. Anyway, on this one, we are going to be playing with the dies. So I die cut all the things out. So I've dyed out our little turtle and our little sloth and the little cake. So we've got the die of the month and the bonus for if you have the Caboodle collection, and we're just going to color these up. I just die cut everything out of white cardstock, and I'm just using this little pouncer thing. I believe Desiree had it on her channel, and she got it off of Amazon, so that's what I did, and I got these, and they are kind of fun. I am learning how to use them because I just got them in. Anyway, I'm going to be doing some, starting off with some cookie dough for the lighter part of our little sloth, and then some Simon Hurley Weeping Willow for the darker. So I'm just using some of my favorite Simon Hurley colors. I love my Simon Hurley inks. So we're just going to ink everything up, just kind of pouncing it on there. I've also got my Altenew grip mat. I've got a couple of different grip mats for different purposes, and I've got them all kind of designated. This is the one I'm going to be using the most on my desktop, and this is to hold my little dies in place as I do the little pouncing to color everything up. One thing I've been noticing on Spellbinders die sets lately is a little rounded rectangle little shape that's actually a piece to go behind the eyes of your characters. This is something the Spellbinders have been adding to a lot of their collections lately, and I'm loving this because I would always have to cut one out anyway. Now I've got a die saying, yes, this is something we know it's there. We know you need to color those in. So I'm just going to color these up with some black soot ink, and yep, just going to color that up. Could have used a marker. Whatever you have is fine, but this is going to be for our little eyes on our little sloth. Since I had the browns already open, I decided to go ahead and color up the little cake. So the cake I'm actually coloring with the Weeping Willow, making a chocolate. Yeah, love chocolate cake. Anyway, coloring that up again using that little pouncer and just pouncing the color down onto my little cake layers. I also used some cookie dough for the top of the cake, and actually to add a little variation to the other. Not quite as dark. The top layer is not quite as dark as the bottom layer. That's totally fine. And I'm just using the Weeping Willow for kind of the trim frosting on the top. And I'm just gluing everything together. When you go through your stash, you rediscover some of the tools that you've had, that you've loved, but you haven't used in a while. My Spectrum Noir Glimmer Shimmer Pen, I think this is a shimmer pen, is one of those. So I'm adding a bunch of glittery goodness all over the cake. So it's got that nice shiny sheen. Then I can put it on the stand and add the candle, and we will be all done. Now, don't you just love that little cake? Okay, anybody else hungry? Okay, I'm going to put it to the side to dry, and then we can put together our little sloth. Only 3 pieces on the sloth, guys. We've got the little black piece to go behind the eyes, and we've got the face, and then we've got a couple places where we can color in the cheeks, but that is it. And there's our little sloth. I think he's super adorable. Okay, so let's color up. What do I want to color next? Yes. Anyway, I think I'm going to do, let's go with the little turtle. It's got another one of the, well, let's pull out a bunch of things. I still have a couple of hats that I don't know what I'm going to do with yet, other than put them onto their heads, but I don't know what colors I want to go with. So, we have our turtle shell. We have this little piece that needs to be black to go behind his little eyes. So we're going to do that just like we did the other with the Distress ink and black soot. Okay, so let's start off with green for the main shell and for our little turtle guy here. He's gonna be so cute. Okay, and now I'm gonna bring in the blue for the other part and see how that looks. Okay, I'm already getting tickled. Okay, I like it. Let's glue everything together on our little turtle. So super easy too, right? I mean, add a little bit of color and then add a little bit of glue and you're done. There we go. Now we have a cute little turtle. I think I am going to add a little bit of pink to the cheeks. It's not really going to show up that well over the green, but it will give him a little bit of cheeks there. Okay, so he's a happy little turtle. Next up, we've got these. We've got balloons for each of our little guys. These are all part of the small die of the month. And I'm going to make, I think I'm going to make the strings. Let's make them, let's go with red. And that's done. It takes no time at all to color things up with these guys. Okay, we also have got some balloons. I decided to color up our little hats in orange with a red ball on the end. And then for the sentiments that come with the die set, you don't have to use them, but I went ahead and cut out a couple, including an extra banner to go behind them. I'm going to color them in orange, and this is basically just to bring out those words so you can see them a little better. And then we're going to color up the clouds. So I figured we would go with some clear skies. This is the background piece, so it's like a matting layer that's going to let our stars show through. So putting some clear skies down. And then I'm going to bring out a blending brush for the others. Because I still want to add a little bit of blue, but I don't want to add a lot. So I'm just going to kind of go around the edges and make it a lot lighter on the rest of our clouds. So I trimmed all my panels down and then decided what I was going to use for each of the cards. So I do have a few different cards up. Yeah. And of course I have to use my foam for the back. I have a blue card base and I'm combining that with our Better Press panel that we did that I trimmed down just a little bit so that it would fit and give us a nice little matting border all the way around. Now I'm going to add the balloons first off to the back of our turtle. There's that little tab down at the bottom so you can have your turtle kind of flying around. I think that is super cute. And I want them to be down far enough. And I also went ahead and cut out a couple of circles of vellum so that we can have kind of a little bit muted behind him so that I can actually see where our turtle is. So I'm going to add a little bit of foam to the back of the turtle. And then I'll just add a little liquid adhesive to the back behind the foam. And there is our first card. I think I may add a little bit of shimmer to them, but let's go ahead and finish all the rest of them before I decide on that. Haven't made up my mind yet. So cute. Okay, so cute. Okay, next up we've got our little sloth, who is also flying through the sky. And this time I'm going to put him on one of our foiled backgrounds and one of our embossed, and then way too much Astro Paste. I did run all of these panels back through my embossing folder to give them a little bit more of that dimension back. Yeah. But it is super cute. Anyhow, I'm going to add, let's see. I think I want to adhere the embossed panels straight down and leaving that little white border all the way around. And then I'm going to pop the foiled panel up on some foam. Okay, and there is our second card. Next up, got another one of those embossed panels. I'm going to put it down straight onto an A2 size card base. Yeah, I think I'm going to glue this one down flat. I just trimmed this one so it would give us a nice wide border all the way around. Right in the middle there, and then I can add some liquid glue to the back of the vellum right behind our cake and adhere that straight down, and no one will know that there is any adhesive there. They won't be able to see it. And then I've got all of my fun sentiments, so let's see, what do I want to use? I think I'm going to go with "Hooray, it's your special day." Okay, for this one, I went into my stash of things that I had cut out once upon a time and never used. And I pulled this one out. This is actually from I believe it was the may have been the small die of the month from 2-3 years ago. And I just never did get around to using the last bits. I think I've made at least 3 or 4 of those cards with all the extra bits that I had just hadn't gotten around to using. So we're going to use it for this one. So I'm putting down that red glittery paper, and then we're going to have our yellow panel, and we're going to pop the yellow panel up. And this one I had made as an embellishment, so all it needed was you to take the release paper off of the foam that's already on there and add that on there. So I'll have her kind of off to the side here. And we're going to glue her little shoes down. Love the little flip-flops. And then we'll adhere down one of our wax seals that we made today, and it matches the blue in her hat perfectly. And there we go. So this one is going to have to wait a little bit to dry because that glue is going to take a little bit of time with the wax, but that's going to finish up the card. And of course, I almost forgot his little hat. We can't do that. So let's add his little hat on, have it kind of at a corner, at an angle. Here we go. I think he's super cute. Okay, so we've got 4 fun cards. All happy birthday. I am set for a little bit. Anyway, do we want to add any shimmer? I think I do want to add some shimmer to all of our balloons, because that'll just add a little bit extra. Yeah, just a little extra. Okay, and that finishes up this video. You guys have a wonderful day. Be sure to check out my other videos where I'm using awesome Spellbinders products. Yeah, I love this stuff. Yeah, anyhow, yeah, y'all have a great day, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.